It's star time with the Star Roddy Rod.
Long live the chief. They call me Malimal, and I'm right here rocking with my boy, the star, Roddy Rod. So if I'm rocking with a star, that means it's star time. And it's the podcast you listen to. Sit back, kick back, and get elevated.
It's start time. It's your boy, the star Roddy Rod, and today we got a special guest. They call me Malimal. Long live the chief in the building.
I'm back once again on one of my favorite places to be. How you feeling, my guy?
Feeling great.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, so today I want to ask him a few questions. You know, he's an underground rapper. They call me Malimal, so some of these questions would be the best to ask to him. And it's related to things we all familiar about, today's music, whatever. So, Mally, what exactly does music need right now? Like, what do you think music needs right now in 2024? To be good, listenable? What do you think? Lyrically?
Okay, so underground rappers, I don't know if that's a title that I could even that was a rapper that rapped and did shows. I don't know even what level I was on that. But right. Just as somebody who respects the craft, right? I respect music as a whole. I respect even the types of music and everything like that. Diversity, I feel like, in the urban market, like hip hop, R&B, that's needed. The pop market is purposed against diversity, right? Diversity is needed in hip hop and R&B. That's why Afrobeats is actually becoming a bigger thing over here, because it represents a sound different than what's taking over the airwaves here.
Oh, thanks for mentioning Afrobeats.
What was your point on that?
Afrobeats, the new kid in town was taking over past few years, especially with the Burna Boy movement.
Right. Like, that was huge just because of what I said. It represented a different sound that was still black. It was still, it was immensely popular. Dances, you got new dances, things that didn't actually feel so gang culture oriented, so drug culture oriented, so hedonistic culture oriented. Like sipping lean and smashing and all that stuff. Things that didn't feel like that, but also didn't make you feel like you was getting preached to. You're hearing the hostile gospel all through the radio. Like, because nobody, I hate to put it like this, and comment section, good pods, whoever, y'all can tell me if I'm right or wrong, but nobody no longer cares that Brenda had a baby. Right? Nobody no longer cares that Brenda had a baby. Can you dance to it?
That's not a particular song I'll dance to.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. If Brenda had a baby dropped right now, it would have zero impact.
That's entirely true.
Tupac would not be legendary if Brenda had a baby drop right now. The world wouldn't stop for it. The world might slow down, but not stop. But also, it might not stop. The rap scheme, the patterns he used, it wasn't dense enough. It wasn't vibrant enough. It was, even though he was a black queen mama. No, that's not how Brenda had a baby even went.
No.
Brenda.
Well, what is your point to the? What do you want to tell me?
Point. Like, I guess what I'm saying is, diversity is penalized in today's culture, especially in the rap culture. Right? You rapping about something puts you in subculture. It puts you under the class automatically. The only people who've been able to really subvert that is J. Cole and Kendrick, and even they had the rap. Even a lot of their stuff that got them where they are, those raps were pretty street raps to the highest order, of course. These guys are lyrical giants.
Yes.
right? Drake stuff, the stuff they got him over.
Mm.
He got over low key on backpack rap, stayed over on British street rap somehow. I don't know how he degrassied his way into gritty street rap, but he did, and he stayed integrated in it deeply until 2016 or whatever, when he got into Afro pop and then British street rap. So he's like in everything, everywhere, right?
Of course.
I mean, he got more money than me. I'm not. I'm outside the club.
But is that what the music?
Is
that what the music needs? That's what the music needs today.
Diversity, 100%. It needs to be able to everything. All right. The only diversity is you need to have songs that are more message than songs. Sometimes be acceptable. I don't know how to even causate that, because the way music is nowadays, the internet has integrated everybody's taste. So instead of really doing your own thing a lot of times, everybody is hyper infused to a singular sound. That's why it's hard to tell pop from R&B sometimes.
Yes.
That's why it's hard to tell, rap from pop. That's why it's hard to tell certain songs. Beyonce, like, it was hard to tell country from R&B, all this type of stuff.
Word.
Like, the musics are becoming more and more infused to push closer to a culture. Even before the Beyonce thing, was that Old Town Road?
Yes.
That's rap country. It's becoming more and more infused to push towards, okay, we're going to try to make the most amount of people like this.
So, is that the same way that Afro beats are blending with hip hop and R&B, or they just taking elements?
They're taking elements. That's how they got into the zeitgeist. Last. That's on Tony Braxton sample.
Yes.
So they're definitely taking elements to get in. Even some of their sounds, like the type of music, their sounds sound very similar to the dancehall music.
Yes, that's when I first heard of Afrobeat audience. I just thought it was another form of dancehall reggae at the time.
Right, I did too. But when I really listened to it, the smoothness, the different layers of it, I'm like, oh, I know this. I studied music a little bit. I was like, okay, no, this is different. It reminded me of this lady, though. The first few Afrobeat songs I heard, the first one I really liked, Johnny by Yemi Alade. Right? That was the first one I really liked. And that was before the wave hit over here for real. I happened to listen to that because I was studying Afrobeat music.
Like like you were saying, the Afrobeats.
Yeah, so was here the Afrobeats was here earlier, maybe at least as early as 2016. It was coming over here. It's just the more our music became infused in one, like hip hop had lost its vibrance.
Yes.
Right. R&B had even lost its vibrance. Right?
Yes.
R&B had this one signature sound that everybody did. A lot of people do it well, but it's like one sound booth. And I know the artists won't like to hear that. Right. And I don't mean that y'all sound all the same. I mean that, like, you guys are hit makers. So you're making hits. So the songs that penetrate the zeitgeist all sound the same at the same time. You're hit makers in an era where people know how to purposely make hits by trying to do what sounds good around it.
That's exactly why at this point everybody is just making one song for 6 artists.
Yeah. Producer culture goes crazy. Okay, check it out. Let me give you a little history lesson. Back in the day, when hip hop first started, how every group had to have a DJ. So Salt and Pepper had Spinderella. The Fresh Prince had DJ Dazzy Jeff.
Yes.
Right? Eric B. and Rakim. Rakim was the rapper. Eric B. was the singer. Right? But that's how hip hop had started.
Yes.
Right? So usually the artists, they would come together with the DJ and they would make the tracks and everything. However, what happened over time, the producers then became the DJs became producers, the artists became the center focus, right? So when that happened, then you see like DJs and producer teams team up. Like Biggie's, most of his work was done by Diddy's production crews.
Yes.
So the Hitman, Stevie J, the homies over there.
Yes.
Did most of his stuff. Yeah, Nas had Primo.
Yes.
Right. But right after that came the era of the super producer. Right. So this is why maybe people like Pharrell and JD. This is why maybe people like Pharrell and maybe JD didn't get shine in the early on when they were already doing music. But by the era of the super producer, now every producer's getting their name out there individually. So now we go pair that with now DJs are no longer with MCs. Rap has become this gritty thing where you gotta grab one mic and you in the booth, lyricism coming now. You're looking to form cliques and all this stuff. You try to get an in-house producer. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the producers are now starting to become their own name. People want the sound.
Yeah.
You know why people want the sound? Because now there's money in rap.
Yes. But at the same time, what is there any one element to make a hit song or no?
Yes and no. Right? Because by the nature of a lot of the old hits, especially the first hits ever, there was nothing like a hit before. Nothing where people universally said, yeah, I like this. Right? Because people were always doing different things. I mean, like you had things like Fire, of course. Fire, housing, things that everybody needed. But as far as like, I guess something that could just be a runaway hit, in the sense of a music or a thing like that, you had to wait until music was a sellable thing.
I would think that the songs back in the day, they had catchy wording, so I would have thought that it was the lyrics that caught them on.
When you say catchy wording, you mean like just catchy hook,
catchy hook, and catchy bridge or whatever. Yes,
right. Oh, you're talking about the actual structure of the song, not why they make it like that. Okay, I can get to that. They found out that these things help formulate to make the song much more sellable. So where songs could do whatever they used to want to do, you had hymn books, all this type of stuff to go along. Now you're commodifying it. But in commodifying it, now you're putting people in their creative juices within a box. Mm-hmm. What that did, the formula started becoming itself. Hook, verse, bridge. That right there, if you do that, you put the right stuff in the boxes, it's a hit song. For a rapper, it's usually it used to be hook, it used to be verse, hook, verse. Verse, hook, verse. Yeah. But now it's more like hook, verse, hook.
I mean, there's many elements that a hit song can have. It can have a great beat. It can possibly, or it can have a catchy hook, or it could be both. What do you think about that?
100%. Knowing what catches the human ear and knowing how to formulate the music towards it, that's huge. All of that is when marketing got infused into the music. But the thing is, artists aren't told that. They're told, make the song this way. They do it, and they get us, right? They make the magic happen themselves, but they get told the formula. They don't really think about the marketing aspect of it. They just get told how to do it. They go out there, they do it, boom, they kill it, crush it. Your best people are going to do it the best. However, there are some times where, like, the stuff can be real basic, but like the production takes it to the next level. The lyrics could be real crazy, amazing. So it's really like it's the thing saving the song. But there's some time where you get them things together at the same time, same place. Now you Michael Jackson.
Like I'm saying, like of course, even now, back in the day, if your song was brought on the soundtrack to sell the soundtrack, you would you would still get it would still be treated like a hit because it's the person's song, even though it's on the soundtrack, and it made the album, it made the movie as well, right?
Yeah,
But the success of the song was more basically
because it was in the movie.
yes.
Hmm.
That's where I'm going with this.
Okay, yeah. It don't matter how the song became a hit. For the most part, every song don't become a hit. There'd be like 16 songs on in the movie, and it'd be one random song that becomes a hit or the main song. That's it.
Yes, yes. So right now, you expressed earlier that Afrobeats taking over,
Took over. Hagen.
took over,
Oh yeah. The music just safer.
but at the same time, country's been running it up lately as well. Country has always been running it up though.
You get a lot of defections to country actually. People like country music regardless. People like it. A lot of R&B artists love it. I think they just like playing with their range a bit more, That's when you got that love of the gaming type stuff.
And there's a couple of R&B covers that came from country as well
Hmm.
to the T, but in
They
their
go
own
back and
style.
forth with each other. I've heard a lot of R&B songs get put in country. It actually sound really good.
So, what do you think of the way that, well, when you think of pop, you think of, people that's not urban, unless they're really, really popping, right?
Right. That's generally the thought. So, like, I guess in that instance, who would you say? Who would you say that?
Taylor Swift?
Actually, she can fit that because she's supposed to be country, but generally she's pop just because she's so popular, and she kind of moved over there.
But right now on the radio, for you to win something over, you have to cross popular radio. Do you agree with that?
Oh yeah. No, right now,
Yes.
popular radio. No,
Explain.
Sexy Red is like the biggest female artist in the country. She can't be on the radio like that. Like she's forcing her way onto the radio, regardless of her lyrical nature, just because she's so popular. You understand what I'm saying? She can't get that popular from the radio because she can't be on the radio because she be wilding. But she is that popular. So right now, you do not need the radio. 2002, you need the radio.
And back in 2002, you did need the radio, yes.
And that did not last long after 2002. And people struggle to adjust it. When the mediums change, people struggle. That's why you see all these artists have to cancel their tours because they're not selling them. So Future just had to cancel it.
I didn't know that Future had to cancel it. So, as a hip hop MC, where do you see the state of hip hop in 2024?
There are a lot of great artists that can really rap out there. I want to hear them rap. That's it. A lot of people are gonna go that route where they're gonna do the music to try to be popular. Now they sneak this in loudly. Now, I want to hear somebody really say something that shakes my soul, like, and I want to hear a little bit more of it. I want to hear about the women. Honestly, I want Rhapsody to really crack the real zeitgeist. I want to know a Rhapsody song without having to click a Rhapsody song. I know she's good. Who my girl, Gifted Gab. I want to hear something like that break the zeitgeist. She's fire as a rapper. Just lyrical, witty, good little punch.
And honestly, when I think of Making Pop, they only really need that one thing to go crazy.
Just one. They need one big. They need one big thing. They'll sell 3 albums. The
That is
third one,
entirely,
not so much.
that is entirely true. So yeah, with hip hop, it seems like with Sexy Red and Ice Spice and some of these new guys, 41 Colin,
Mhm.
it seems like
You never heard of 41 Cows. I'm sorry, guys. I'm old. Don't hold it against me. I don't know who the hell
our
that is.
listeners may be in
Oh,
the older age range.
wait, hold on. It's real crazy. His name is 41 Cow. I call my boy 21 Cow the source because he's from London, like 21 Savage.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It don't make no sense. It's like they're picking up names out of an online generator.
Yes. Do you believe? So that's where you think that the future of these rappers is going right now with the names?
Yeah, go. That's what the game has become so digitized and scary. We might as well be living in meta ourselves right now. Our rappers are literally usernames at sometimes. Boy, YBN Corden. It sounds like his gamer tag. Right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So yeah.
You drop the YBN, still, it's still
So
NBA young boy.
I noticed that like for hip hop song to go really platinum, it has to really, lyrically content and catchy beat will be the requirements, or maybe even just a beat you can dance to. That was the trend. What do you think?
Oh, what's the question?
What do you think
makes
is
it hit?
making a hit? But as recently I've seen songs like "Not Like Us" and "I Wanna Rock" just become the top of the hip hop charts every time. So, but those have no two similarities. What would you say?
Oh, if you can make them dance in this era,
Say that to.
if you can make them dance in this era, you can win. And you'll win quick. You may not win long, but you'll win and you'll win quick. Because a dance, honestly, a good dance in any era made it. We've been doing the electric slide for 40 years, and I don't even think she described the dance herself. We just started dancing to the bitch. You understand what I'm saying? So like if you could get a dance off, you're gonna have longevity. You're gonna have a hit. I don't know you're gonna have longevity in this day and age because we're in the TikTok era. Every day it's like something new. But you will get that hit. It will happen if you can make a dance. Like it's inevitable. People like dancing.
Yes, I also believe that when certain songs been coming out over the years, we have become, we feel overall good about, the recent hits. But obviously we bumped them right away.
What do you mean by that?
Like we have, trying to remember, we have a lot of songs that are hits for the Sexy Red, Get It Sexy, and catchy beat. Do you agree that it's a catchy beat for the most of these hits?
Oh yeah, like if you don't have the lyrics, it gotta be the beat.
But when you have both, it's a sensational
right.
process.
See, the thing is, her lyrics are. If she had whacker beats, her lyrics would be like gross. It'd be like on Cupcake in 2015.
Got it.
Right. But she has a fire beat. She's making sure she plays the lines she want to play. Right. She not tilting over different lines. I don't know though. She says some wow shit. But that's why the people like her too. See, the other part is your personality carries you along with too. I don't know why people like her like they do. They love some Sexy Red. They want to live through her. It's a crazy person to want to live through, but I've been reading the Bible lately, so I don't know. Look,
I'm just trying to figure out like what do music need to go back in the direction of how we made music back in the day as opposed to how we make music now? Do you believe there's a difference of how music was generated from today and 25 years ago?
yeah,
Explain.
bro. Today for $40, an 8-year-old with a sharp mind could sit up here and make a top 10 smash hit in 68 minutes. So on God, I don't want to say that. I'm sorry, I don't like swearing, but you know what I mean. I'm never. It's word. Like,
And what's the song? What is the song name for the audience? What is the song name you're talking about?
I didn't have to say a specific song. I know there was a song made by a kid, but I wasn't saying a specific one. I wasn't. I'm saying in general. Right now, it takes nothing. We have some of the best computers and stuff in the world. That's the difference between now and then. Before, we didn't have these things. Music was made differently. It was made slower, right? So your music had to be more passionate. It had to hit a certain way where it couldn't come out because there was no space. Now these kids have the internet. You could put out a song today, be a top 10 hit in 2 weeks, and your life will change if you put it in the right places and do the right things.
And this is including the surge of TikTok on.
Put it in the right places, do the right things. TikTok is the right place because guess where people's eyes are? TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. I'm scared to be on TikTok. People are stuck to that.
Yes, yes, yes. It's crazy how TikTok in this era makes a song hit the Billboard charts really rampantly. So how do you feel? How do you feel about this happening and whatnot? How TikTok has changed the way music is metered.
It's not even how TikTok has changed. It's how TikTok changed. TikTok has changed the way that music is heard. So it's also changed the way that music is perceived. So it also changes the way that music is judged. Right? They need it fast, they need it fun, they need it da-da-da, or they need it whatever it needs to be. It needs to be that. It needs to be that.
So it can hit TikTok the right way with the engagement.
Whatever it is. It could be a sad song. It don't have to be a dance song necessarily, but if it hit the right way, that algorithm, it'll be a hit. If it was already a hit, it will revitalize. There's been songs that were dead for 10, 15, 20 years, jump back in the charts.
Yes.
Well, I'm telling you. You're not hearing me, man.
We're hearing you right now. We're trying to hear you right now.
The game is so much different. First of all,
Talk about that right now. How is it different?
First of all, the game was already different from, okay, let's go back to 2000. The game was already different from getting from 2000 to 2005 because what happened between that time, we got better computers. We started getting access to being able to burn the CD and put it up and then double burn it. Now we can give our friends the CDs, right? Now the CD man is bootlegging the CDs. So now what they do, they put in these digital locks on the CDs. Now the CDs are going into digital nature. This all happened within 5 years. We went from being heavily reliant on CDs and CD players to iPods and MP3s, Zooms. Remember Zooms?
Yeah.
Right? And we never look back, bro. So now we changed the way music is consumed partially. Now they have to figure out how to put locks on it because now we're stealing most of the music. Meanwhile, we're changing the way music is consumed here, so they have to change the way they create the music. They used to be able to take longer because it was harder to steal the music before. Now it's easier to steal music. So now you get the music consumed, you need another hit almost immediately.
Yes, I also agree with that because that's how you stay going. Why do somebody like Ice Spice songs sound so similar and basically make her dance the same gesture?
Oh, that's because Ice Spice was a one-hit wonder that they're trying to make more than a one-hit wonder because she's young and cute. She's the archetype. She don't mind wearing a dress where literally most of her ass is out trying to pull it down the whole night. That's cool. That's shout out to the Bronx. But yeah, that's what y'all ain't do it. That's her whole thing. That's the imagery. That's the energy that got her to where she is. People like it, right? I can't hate if people like it. However, it is not going to sound that damn album. That album is going to hit paperwood, just like almost everybody else's album did. People's albums are doing
sometimes
20,000 in the first week.
Sometimes there's some people that don't put out albums. They just go jump single to single to single.
That's what
that is what Cardi B has been doing as well, and many others. Well, not many others, but some. But so, like at the same time, in this day and age, why aren't albums selling? Majority in the mainstream realm.
Because people don't gotta buy albums. What you mean? It's over. I told you that the marketing medium that hit everybody. We went from heavily relying on albums to going digital within 5 years. Right?
That is correct.
The albums didn't die at that point, but they definitely, nobody was doing numbers like 50 Cent did in 2002 no more.
No, nobody.
Not even Eminem.
No.
Right? And
he went diamond after.
Eminem went diamond first. Then 50 went diamond. They would sell some albums. And within a couple years, 50 couldn't do 1 million first.
Yeah.
Now that goes, I ain't gonna put that all on the ever turning on him yet, because that album, Curtis was iffy. Curtis was iffy, boy. What should I say about 50 took me on the internet? So terrible. But at the same time, it was starting. People had already found out how to steal the albums. People had computers in their house so they could do the shit too. All this type of stuff was happening, so then now they're putting these locks on the things. They're trying to find ways to make you buy the streaming, which they finally successfully did. Now niggas don't have to go get albums. I like a physical album, but that's because I'm a vintage guy. I like having this stuff. I used to have a collection. Listen, but
not only. So you're talking about more of the purchasing of albums as opposed to everybody us consuming albums like we did back in the day.
Right, if that's the question.
No, I'm more about the album having 16 for one person and out a single maybe every 3 months and no album.
Oh, okay. You know what's crazy? I had a conversation with Ryan Leslie. That was his goal. After Black Mozart. So I actually had a conversation with Ryan Leslie.
You met Ryan Leslie?
Yeah, that was in 2014, right?
Yes.
Don't worry, my career didn't go nowhere, but shout out to Ben Thomas. His career went out. Woo!
Who's Ben Thomas?
He just won a Grammy for working on Jasmine Sullivan's last album.
Wow.
Yes. And he was in that room asking questions and studious. Like,
so you knew Ben Thomas before he popped off as well.
Yes, I did. Didn't even know he was going to be Ben Thomas. I didn't know I'd be saying his name. Like, you know what I'm saying? You never know who you're meeting this life. Just be nice to people. That's what I'm trying to do. Never know who you meet in this life. Just be nice to people. Right? So, Ryan Leslie, that was his plan. Literally, he told us Black Mozart was going to be like him just putting out music endlessly. We would subscribe directly to him. right? And he would give us whoever wanted the music. This is when the thing with the labels got so bad, because the reason it got bad is the other part. Like, music changed because the money changed too. So as the mediums changed, the money changed, all these artists were selling these albums, because you didn't need to have hits to sell albums. You know what you needed to be? Good at making music, but you didn't need to have hits.
Yes, I would say that a Whitney Houston album, versus any other of these newcomers, would hit more, and you could play it through.
Right.
I say that with confidence.
Right. But if you don't, let's say you hit on one of them power ballads by Whitney and it drops by itself in 2024, it's going to drop in an ocean of obscurity, depending on which one. Because I think I'll Always Love You might have did whatever did anyway because of that note. It could have hit. Somebody put it on their TikTok and play it a couple of times, it would hit. But you get what I mean, though. Like, if she just put it out as a music act, it's gonna drop it in a lake of obscurity. She has to meter out all this stuff. She wants her music in this day and age to have a drop of impact. Because as I said earlier, anybody right now can get on this thing and record literally any level of quality of music and put it on the internet. Maybe for about $15 to $20. If you could just put it out there, you now have a thing.
That is true, bro.
I used to think it took more than that.
That is true. We have so much things that we can do to make music very fast and put it out, the resources. People drop mix diss tracks back to back, dropping on the internet right away.
Right.
So all of this is the power of.
The song came out at 12:10 after the song came out at 11:40. I'm sorry to cut you off. Crazy, right?
That is crazy.
Crazy how fast we can make music nowadays. That's insane. He had the comeback ready 8 minutes after the comeback was ready. Like, do you know how long we went between Hit 'Em Up and Who Shot Ya? And we thought that was fast.
I don't even know what month these songs were brought out, but that was not in the years. That was like a few months span, right?
Yeah.
So yes, I agree with you, Malimal. The fastness, the evolution of technology has transformed the way the music is brought out and delivered, and where it can be delivered.
Right. A lot of artists is going to downfall because they're not going to play into it. But they're going to want the benefits that you get from being a big star, like money. But a lot of artists, they're not going to play into it. That's why a lot of your favorite artists are falling off. It's not because they got less talented. It's because it's hard for them to figure out how to play into this new era.
I agree with that. Now, with the success of certain people, when they drop music, it can still bomb, but the next person will just come back with a hit. Like if it's a person who's bringing out music such as Beyonce or such as, well, we always say if his music is good or not. Kanye.
See, the thing about Beyonce and Kanye, the thing is, here's the deal, and I'm going to say this straight up. Whether or not their music is objectively good, they are going to sell. Because they are another thing that happens in this TikTok era, too. If you're going to have longevity, you cannot just be a song. You have to be a total experience. That's why Beyonce has the freedom to go between years between albums and still always be greeted as a big deal, bigger money, bigger tour dates, all this type of stuff, because she has made herself the thing, right? She is.
But won't that be a combination of everything? The fame, the looks, the wardrobe and everything that she's doing.
Mhm. Whatever she's doing, you know, like I can't speak to it. Some people say she's, doing the Illuminati. I say she's just working real hard, in an industry that was dark anyway. So why are we doing that to everybody? She's working very hard. Like people like her. She has an image that they put together. I don't have to love her to understand that people love her at a level that's quite frankly dangerous. But that's she could put out an album of her making peeing noises and people would buy it.
Yes, that is entirely true.
Kanye attempted to put out an album of peeing noises. Because Life of Pablo was when I knew that the vibe had shifted on me. I was like, I don't like this. And it was like, this is the best shit I've heard. People was buying $400 shoes behind this shit.
Life of Pablo hit some people.
Life of Pablo hit some people like scripture, boy. I was like, oh, I'm out.
So what does that have to do with him about his later work? The later work not being socially as big as the last few works. How do you talk about artists when they come out popping in their decline?
See, the thing about Kanye is he's not in the decline. He's on a weird stasis. He's exactly where Beyonce is. He is the personality. People want to know about Kanye. They want to know what he's saying. Then they want to be mad at what he's saying. But whatever. Like some people like Kanye. Some people want to be like Kanye. Some people think Kanye is avant-garde genius. I do. But also some people just be like, if you can't get Kanye, you don't like his music. If you can get Kanye, you think he's the best nigga that ever touched music. That's where it is. He's like a cult of personality.
All right, so you have these people that drop music so often and bring a buzz, and then you have other artists that bring out music and it could be a hit or miss. How would you explain that, basically?
It just is what it is. Remember, the culture is moving. The culture is moving faster now than ever before. Like drill music came and went real quick. Mostly because the artists kept dying, but still, right? Real quick. Now we're in kind of a weird space where we're trying to figure out what we want to do. Like the rest of it is kind of here. Like these pieces, they don't want to play it on the radio no more. So but the underground is still rocking because the internet, right? Remember, the internet can make you money, make you a star, make you all of this, and immediately in small gatherings, you no longer need to worry about having 1 million views. Right? We no longer have to worry about 1 million viewers. All we need to do is get 60,000 audio plays.
So that is how they're succeeding today.
Mm-hmm. Like they're building personalities around themselves and making music. The people who are putting out music, even if you don't ever hear their music, they have a weird but ravenous fan base. DDG. What was the last song you heard of his on the radio just passing the fuck by?
I don't know what.
But you know he's a rapper.
Yes.
Right. Not to hate on DDG. It's one of those things that I've noticed because I've heard his music actually. Like when I heard it at the time, it was actually dope for the time. It was actually really dope for the time. No lie.
So with the TikTok era and everybody just trying to say the best words and be there, like that trend with the hip hop, you said the trap era. Explain more about that. That you think that it fade out? You think it's still here?
The trap, the drill stuff. The drill stuff is attempted to get pushed closer to a dark side niche. Like drill music is pushing the niche to where like metal for white people. right? So it's gonna be there. You're gonna know who's gonna listen to it. Or it's gonna start being like, well, if you hear this music at this place, maybe you shouldn't be there, unless you're a nigga. If you're a nigga, then you're gonna try to. You're gonna be the one listening to. People know who I'm talking, right? Think of the drill songs you like. What was the last one?
That NLD Chopper dance song.
That kind of is a drill song. Watch my tone. That one.
I forgot how it goes, but I hear it. They got a crazy beat though, something like that.
Watch my tone.
Possibly.
I know. I can't go.
But yeah, what you was gonna say on top of your favorite drill song?
My favorite drill song?
No, I'm saying.
Oh, right. I was saying, like, what's your favorite drill song? And you named the NLD Chopper song that you can't name, that's the other thing. The drill music was coming out way too fast. Quality.
But at the same time, I personally is not really feeling it. It's not my vibe. I'm just hearing it.
Right.
And I'm just curious when people are posting it on their Instagram, their page, so I get familiar with the song plays again.
Because the music has a real young vibe. Like, the world went through a weird cultural shift over the last 5 years.
Yes, that is true though.
So that music came in during a dark time in the period. People were kind of ripping back towards gang culture and stuff like that, just because a lot of stuff is happening. People don't know where the next food is coming from. People really showed out what was going on in this world, So now you get this real dark music. Like, and the thing is, we already had music like that. Like, we already had Cameron talking about shooting people's wakes up and stuff like that. So it's not like they're special, but it's just the way they're saying.
Yeah,
the heartless vibe that they really got. Like, they really don't care. They don't understand that that there's something to care about. That's what you hear in their music. That's a hard music to get over at a Disney show. Because you know what else happened in this mix? We lost, and I said this to you before, we lost music we lost music for like 9 to 14, 15-year-olds. The only people putting out music directly to them is Disney Channel, and now all it is together. If your kid don't like that, they're gonna immediately right to drill music.
And is that
at 9?
And is that how these little drill rappers over here writing and going to the studio at that age?
That's how come these kids barely know how to rap or write. Like, I know a lot of kids that want to rap in this day and age around in Browns. Can't tell me up, right?
I get what you mean.
But around where we live, right? And they all come. They want to do the same flow. It's my 5 hot, but like just kind of like a talking over themselves type thing with their tongue. Like, I can't explain it, but you understand. It's like, how, everybody wants to do the same sound because they want to sound the same way, but they want that drill sound still because they're underground kids. The drill sound won't get you over anymore.
What will get you over is if you end up having a drill song with somebody who is of a different genre jump on it.
Right. Or if you sample a different genre. Like, that's why lately they've been sampling more like just R&B from the 90s and stuff like that.
Yeah. So talk more about that. How are you feeling about the music with the samples from more recent and things like that? Trying to get sold.
I used to get upset because I felt like the samples was too close. But then I'm like, oh no, 30 years passed. It's kind of like it's a classic sample at this point because that's how you always sample.
There were some songs on the radio that was 15 to 20 years to the date.
Yeah, that's how you always sample. Like Wu-Tang was sampling 70s songs. They were sampling what they heard, right? And sometimes you get some people that heard some 50s stuff, but for the most part, they're sampling what they heard in the 70s. They're sampling their mama's CDs.
So it must be the same verse.
Right.
So it's basically the same reverse theory here. Like the reason why most of the songs now resembles 2000 because when the song was really popular, they were like, "Oh, I like this," and then just put it in their new song.
Yes, 100%, just like we used to do. So it would be hypocritical of me to think that. It's just it takes me by surprise that I'm feeling this way because my age is starting to show. And this is the first time I've ever felt like that music in the music thing. I've always felt like I'm like, I'm with the like. I like what the like is, or at least I know what the like is. Now I'm like, ooh, you sampled this song. This song just came out 20 years ago. Oh, shit. That's kind of fair game. You sampled this song in 2008? It came out 15 years ago? 16? That's us. That's time creeping on us.
But is that? I agree with that. Honestly, I also be like, yo, if we're saying that this is stuff from our childhood, what do you think our parents and them were saying when they heard Ozzy and Biggie songs, or whoever else was high at the time, or Alicia Myers or Stevie Wonder? They would be like, "Oh, that sounds like the song I listened to."
Right, but that's also why the songs was blowing up like that, bro.
Was it the familiarity?
Yes.
Shout out to that.
It was the familiarity, of course. Biggie's biggest songs. Let's break them down. Juicy. That's Juicy by James Mtume. It was a fire song then. Sometimes the songs be fire, but they don't blow up until they get sampled. And then the old song will blow up too. I think that's what happens for James Mtume, right? Let's go to More Money, More Problems. That was I can't remember the name of the lady. It was Donna something. Not Donna something. It was I'm coming back to know. Yeah.
So yeah, it was Diana Ross, I'm Coming Out.
Another big hit in its time. And that pattern has been followed. Like
a bunch of people.
Kanye West, Gold Digger, Ray Charles, his song. You know the Ray Charles song. Big song in its day, big song in Kanye's day. But
there were songs that ended up being sampled that were bigger than the originator, which helped them because they ended up becoming more well known in a different time.
Right.
So talk about that.
There's a lot of artists who had some really good songs. A lot of producers, they call it digging in the crates, where they go and they're purposely trying to find some obscure song from an artist to make into something like I don't know if obscure will fit the category, but it does a little bit to me, I guess, just because my time in history. But Dennis Edwards, Don't Go Any Further.
Don't Go Any Further, yes.
I feel like somebody had to dig in the crates for that because it wasn't a mega hit. But it was out there. And boy, did people go in and dip their fingers in that song. We got multiple hits of that.
Yeah.
Hit them up. Even though I don't know if that was a radio hit, it's still one of the biggest songs in rap history.
Yes.
Right? So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Like everybody's sampling is like the lifeblood of rap.
That's the lifeblood of everything at the moment.
Right. Because now other artists and other genres are going back and doing samples. But with other genres, they don't even do samples, they do covers. So they'll just do the whole song over.
That is entirely true.
En Vogue did it, one of their biggest hits. Never Gonna Get It. Mm-hmm. Right? They a lot of the girl groups do it. They go and they do old songs over and they do it in their voice and things like that. It's just this whole big thing. Like people are gonna like what they like. People will like what they like. So if you stick close to the formula, you'll make a hit. a problem is when you stick too close to the formula. That's the problem.
Oh, wow.
Because you lose the spirit of the game. See, the problem is people are trying to skip and make a hit. Right?
Everybody wants to make a hit, and everybody wants to come back out if they have been away for many years and have that next album do better than the last if they could.
Right.
So is that what's going on here?
Yeah. They driving for the win rather than driving for a great song. See, there's a difference in playing a sport for the love of it and playing a sport because you know you got to be the best at it to make the money. Right?
But now with the sampling is more reliant 90, maybe 85 to 90% of the time to sample in order to make a mega hit. Even Snatch. I mean Snatch audience I'm talking about, like they just jack the whole shit and name it, put their stamp on it. That's what I mean by Snatch.
100%. No.
Talk about it.
Like, in order to, if you're chasing a hit, you're gonna do what makes sense. Here's what makes sense. You're chasing a hit. What makes sense is to go get a song that was already a hit. See, as a genuine artist, you're like, if you're doing it for the love of the game, your goal is to make a hit organically in and of yourself right then in the moment. You know,
organically,
I can make a new hit with my pen with this choice of music right now.
There's production behind me.
Right. However, when somebody gives you $1 million and say, hey, I need that back if this is not a hit, you give them a little bit more say in what you're doing. So what they do, they say, okay, well, we had this person make hits. Right? So we know what a hit is.
Yes.
So I need you to do your song, but you can do it this way, so we can make it into a hit for you. When you let that hand get too heavy, you're not going to like the music that's a hit. But also, when you let that hand get too light, now we're in a new era where we're at the whim of the people right now. Sexy Red could not have gotten popular in 2005.
No, she could not.
But she is popular in spite of her whole presentation right now. And that's because Cardi B opened the door, and Megan Thee Stallion kicked in that door, and Nicki Minaj kicked in that door, and Lil Kim kicked in that door. They all kicked in the door for extreme raunchiness. Yes, that is entirely true. And now we get it where it's hilariously ridiculous. This girl was talking about giving niggas STDs. Like, it's not sexy.
It's crazy how she was famous, she blown up, and she's still going. This may be a second summer of Sexy Red. It could happen.
Listen, she is doing everything she can to promote the new album. That's why I know that every time I think I'm not going to know no more Sexy Red music, she on something and they're playing her over and over. I thought I was safe in the world of wrestling. I watched NXT. Not only did she come out, she came out the whole night. They kept playing her music to advertise on the way. So by the time she got there, the song is in my head. Right?
That is, yeah.
And then she's on it, and then she's going to announce that she's going to be on Battleground. She's trying to sell this album. She debuted a projected number 17, 33,000 records sold.
Wow.
But she's working to promote. I know her music, unfortunately.
So I have one last question for you. Mm-hmm. What does it take for an artist that's been out and trying to make a comeback, a successful comeback, usually?
Coming back with something new and compelling, or something that feels familiar and missing, right? You can't force it. And that's what a lot of artists do. They immediately force it, doing the things I just said, listening to the heavy hand that paid them. Oh, do it this way, do it that way. Now you got the number of of classic R&B artists that got embarrassed by this type of stuff. They're putting them in jerseys and weird clothes and stuff like that to try to force the age look against them and stuff like that. No, it's a combination of being who you are at the right time. Here's the thing. It's hard to make a big hit when you're no longer in the big hit age range.
That is entirely true. And people come back all the time, even old school artists, they're trying to blend. But I feel like with old school artists, they're trying too hard to fit the image of the new people instead of being their self. But I kind of understand that the new producer trying to run your hit or to make a comeback and the sound sounded exactly what's on the radio, even though that's not you. That's what I see a lot of when people are coming back. What do you think of when people have a comeback as a flop?
I mean, it's just like I said, they either over-listened to the hands or they sounded like they were trying. And when you sound like you're trying, that's when people start calling your music pop garbage. Oh, you sold out. You'll revolt, you'll alienate your fan base, chasing the new thing.
Yes, imagine Ronald Osley dropping a song that's on the radio and that's hitting everywhere in 2024.
He almost did. 2020. He's had a song in every decade for 8 decades. I don't know how you do that and still go to jail in your 70s. But kudos to you. You are the man. I would love to meet Ron Isley.
Y'all hear that? Ron Isley. Hit up. They call me Malimal.
Baby. But that's to say what I'm saying. He could potentially do it as long as he tries to do it as himself. He might break the zeitgeist a little bit. But the thing is, you got to resist the urge to do what Smokey Robinson did. That weird rap singing song he did, trying to get with the times. It was terrible.
I never knew about this.
He made a video.
I never knew about this. Did the audience hear about this?
I hope nobody did. Smokey Robinson is a legend, and that was terrible.
I'm not going to lie. There's been a lot of failed comebacks, and a lot of times it's just not the combination of I'm putting out what they want me to hear today because the record label told me to, and just so I could hit every pinnacle fast and people will know my song.
See, here what we got today is a strange thing because now you don't need the record label to tell you that. You can go on YouTube and see how to make a song. You can listen to this, what people are doing. They're listening to the songs that are popular and they're making that song.
Yeah, like you just said earlier.
Mm-hmm. So they're all the more you understand, the more music, the more everybody's music becomes accessible, the more singular the sound is going to be.
And that is exactly what's been happening for the most part. That's what I've noticed.
Mm-hmm. Just because the sound, what's happening is we're not judging music on their music's own merits. We're not judging music on the music's genre. People are judging music on, do I like it? Yes, no.
Can I dance to it even better?
Right. They don't even care. Like I'm talking about doctors, people with high level degrees, stuff like that. They don't care. Like,
they don't care about what?
They don't care about the actual content of the music. Is it fun? They don't care.
Can I sing the chorus out loud?
Right. And the thing is, here's the thing: if they're the type of person that would care about what the lyrics are, they're gonna be listening to gospel.
That is true. You made a good point about that. So yeah, Malimal. That's all the questions I have today about this topic. I just really wanted to know what music needed today. We discussed a couple of things as well as broke down elements and whatnot. What do you think? That was a good conversation?
Oh, phenomenal, man! Like we really got to put some stuff on the table. I hope people, can really hear what I'm saying. I hope I didn't give nobody no offense or nothing like that. It wasn't meant to do it. But I'm not going to sugarcoat. I got to be honest about it. But I had a phenomenal time with you, Glenn. It's always phenomenal time when it starts, huh?
Yes.
So they call me Malimal. Do your shout outs.
So check it out. Definitely follow me. Long live the chief. They call me Malimal. At they call me Malimal on pretty much everything. If you can't find me like that, it's at TCM Malimal, MALIMAL. To the trilogy, follow that. Follow the page for that. We have new episodes coming out over the summer. Working on getting everything together, getting everything right. Please listen to the soft launch episode. Show me the interest, and we're gonna run it up, guys. Thank you so much, man. Really, with that being said, nothing too much too crazy. I want to shout out. We're gonna move on to we're gonna let the master right here, my boy, Star, the connector, the people of people, the man of the people right here. We're gonna
Yes. So yeah, man, it was good having Malimal tonight. You already know. This was Star Time, and y'all know. So out of This is the Star Roddy Rod, and I'm the host of Star Time. So I want to tell y'all about this awesome show that I'm on called the Premier Boys Podcast, where it's just me and 3 other brothers, Ken Mr. Gentleman, Ken Talk Aaron Sands, and Long Live the Chief Malimal, discussing topics of the culture and our opinions, latest news topics, latest stories, scandals, and we have a lot of fun doing this, you know? We talk our own opinions. Sometimes it's real raw, real raunchy, and sometimes it's just fun and games. So, you know, listen to it with an ear, you know, of enjoyment. We're here to entertain you, you know? We talk about topics of the news. We talk about reviews of shows. We just talk about anything from music to current events and everything in between. So you can catch us on Wednesdays on all streaming platforms with the exception of Spotify. So after you listen to this, go right ahead and listen and subscribe to the Premier Boys Podcast. Recommended by me, the Star Roddy Rod of Star Time. All right. It's Star Time, and that was What Music Needs with Long Live the Chief. Man, that was a great conversation, you know? He touched on a lot of stuff, and I really hope that y'all enjoyed the content of the conversation. No, music has changed, and music keeps changing. So, like, I feel like music just needs something new, some new sound, some new anything that people can gravitate to. That's what I think music needs. So definitely, wherever you're listening to this, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and make sure that you come back, because next Monday we got a new episode, and you already know it's Star Time. Also check me out on IG at star.timeroddy and threads. That's star.timeroddy, RODDY. Also, follow me on Twitter at the Star Roddy Rob. And wherever you're listening to this, whether it's Good Pods, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, I want to just thank y'all for continuing to support the show. You know, it's, since we came back, it's been a lot. And then the YouTube is also growing. So if you're not listening to this on YouTube, the YouTube is Star Time Podcast with Roddy. Once you type it in, this logo should show up, the logo of the podcast. So catch me next week, and I'll see y'all next time on Star Time Podcast. Later.
Long live the chief. They call me Malimal, and I'm right here rocking with my boy, the star, Roddy Rod. So if I'm rocking with a star, that means it's star time. And this is the podcast you listen to. Sit back, kick back, and get elevated.